Schönen guten Tag. Schönen guten Tag, good afternoon. Somehow I feel like the cigarette afterwards now. For the ones that sleep already, you can keep on sleeping. This is not Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's just me with a similar accent. The video showed the diversity of our work, just to introduce ourselves, that reaches from architecture to interior design, to product design and fashion, so very wide diversity in our work. And my today's subject, the search for the soul of design, has to be seen against this background and expresses my personal but also our team's approach to the creative process. From the very childhood on, I was shaped by my curiosity to try out different things and to experience a lot of different things and not to restrict myself, because I had the feeling that I should protect and keep my natural intuition, a natural intuition that everyone has, at least in the childhood. When we started our professional career in a very young age, we had the inner wish to overcome conventional solutions. It means thinking afresh and to rethink our strategies and rethink solutions and find our own way. With the foundation of our product design studio 3 years ago, this inner wish was shifted to another level. In collaboration with my partner Anastasia, we founded the design studio, and we really worked hard on our philosophy and tried to articulate this inner wish together with the important input of Anastasia to our philosophy that is called the soul of design. In the center of this creation of our philosophy, there was a question that Anastasia asked at the beginning. Is it possible to create realities that you not only use or possess, but love? And this question was based on our ambition to find relevance in the design process. We never wanted to do just to build just a nice house or or just a functional house. We always had the feeling that when you just follow a common sense of beauty or common solutions, you are somehow arbitrary, or you are somehow adjusted, and you lose the search for innovation and something new. Even less, we wanted to design the 105th nice chair or the 207th nice furniture. Why should we do that? We all have enough of that stuff, and the world is full of garbage. So, what can we do? There could be the solution to do just social project for people that need it, for poor people, or just to concentrate totally on the sustainable issue. But on the other hand, this would again restrict us and is opposite to our curiosity. So, how is it possible in our daily work, in the society we live, to find relevance? And the solution for us lies in the creation of an emotional dimension that enables to connect with people and enables people to connect with a built reality or a product or the material world in general. How can we achieve that, this emotional dimension? Of course, you have to solve a lot of needs and problems in architecture and design, but beside that, we always try to implement something that takes people out of their routines. Because in our experience, this taking out of the routines does something with people. It creates a more conscious way of perception. And this consciousness, it is what it's all about, that we want to achieve. Because a single sensual experience or a single individual experience or to invite people to interact with a product or an architecture can cause this consciousness in a way of your own perception and to integrate your experience in your feelings and your emotions. And we think that it's very important to do that because we feel it as a really problem of our modern world that people more and more lose their natural intuition, the German word for Bauchgefühl. And because of this information overload we live in and the world that gives us so many informations. And we want to interrupt this cycle somehow. And again, I want to use a quote of Anastasia that describes in a wonderful poetical way, or metaphoric way, what we want to achieve. Our aim is to insinuate a story, a tale to our creations that becomes a soul, and to find people that can hear this story or feel this story or retell this story. And that means this interaction that we want to achieve. But there is another very important aspect in this whole thing, because imagine when there's a single person that becomes more intuitive or more creative or more emotional in what we do, it immediately creates a social relevance for us, and the world can be a better place. So this is in a very simple way the philosophy and strategy we follow. But there's another important issue relating to the soul, that in anthropology there's a recent discussion and criticism about the dualism of the idea of modernity. Isn't it necessary to rethink this dualism, this strict division between culture and nature, between human and not human, between material and non-material, between life and not life? Because against the background of technological, economical, biopolitical developments in our society, we believe that it's a huge issue to rethink that. Because when you give the use of material things more meaning and pay more attention to it and make it more serious, it can cause a more conscious way of consumption and also the use of resources. And this we consider as very important. But what is the soul we are talking about? how can you define it or generate it? I don't want to join in the discussion between dualists and materialists about the term of soul. It should be kept up for your individual experience and intuition. And therefore, we decided to create a video in collaboration with the media design studio Superplus that shows in a very poetical and artistical way what we mean with the soul, what is the design strategy, and how can we describe or feel this, what we mean. And this video is based on 4 topics and terms that I want to explain to you. But it leaves a lot of space for your individual interpretation. The first topic is truth. Truth expresses our ambition to be clear and authentic in our designs and to find the core of a solution. Based on a very intensive research, of course, and analysis, we always ask one question: what is the idea? And you cannot force this moment when this idea is coming up. We work in a team and we discuss the topic, and then we be for our own and rethink it and try to find, to search for the solution. But there's a moment when you realize everybody gets excited and starts to think in the same way, and you almost can see a similar picture in each person, and then we know this is it. And then we define this idea, and every decision that follows is totally based on this idea. And this consistency in the outcome creates a kind of identity and energy, and this energy enables this connection on a subconscious way that creates this emotional dimension that in our belief leads to this conscious perception. But truth also expresses our responsibility to environment and the use of resources. But sustainability for us is based on many different levels, not just on technological issues. But this would be a different issue to talk about and to be discussed in a own speech. So the next term is beauty. Beauty for us are not just aesthetical aspects or visual aspects, and has nothing to do with a common sense of beauty. It describes somehow a purity in an energetical but also in an ethical way. And beauty in architecture and design often comes out of a relevant context. When you feel that something is right on a certain place, in a certain time, or for certain people. And this beauty we talk about sometimes need a second glance. It's not superficial. And sometimes it's polarizing. It's definitely not decorated, and it's in balance with itself and its environment. Then there is madness. Madness shows our nonconformist position, a constant craving for something new and innovation. But it also shows our idealism and the passion that is necessary to be creative, and it's something that never ends. It's not a job, it's a calling for us. And it also expresses our curiosity and on the diversity of life and the acceptance of the irrational. The last one is mystery. Mystery deals with the secret, the unexpected, and the astonishment. The unconscious perception, as we said before, is the key to the emotional dimension. And it also, the mystery also shows the open end of our storytelling, that people can tell their own story to their individual end and find their own creativity and intuition. Experience and emotion as a generator for bond energy. So, to summarize and to come to an end, you can say that for me, the soul is the design of all those things that you don't see but feel. Here's the video. Enjoy. Thank you.